lam 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 lam. Wam 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 wam. Ram 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 ram. Ram 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 ram. Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum. Hum 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 hum. Hum 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 hum. Hum 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 hum. Hum 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 hum. Om
Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namah. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mata Ji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namah. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrar Swamini Moksha Pradayini Mata Ji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namah. Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namah. Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namah.
Today we have gathered here to worship the Adi Kundalini and your own Kundalini, both of them. Because your Kundalini is the reflection of the Adi Kundalini. We have understood a lot about Kundalini. And also we know that through her awakening only, through her ascent only, we have ascended into a very higher realm of consciousness. It's not only that we have risen to a very higher realm of awareness, but that it has granted us so many powers that never before in the history of spirituality people had this power of awakening of Kundalini. As soon as they got their awakening, perhaps, they went more on to the left or to the right and tried to achieve powers which were not so much for the benevolence of others. Buddha has written clearly that when the incarnation of future Buddha, that is Matraya, three mothers put together, comes in, that time it will be used for the benevolence of people. This is one of the signs of the people, not only of Sahajogis, but of the people. So how can it be unless and until those who are Buddhas, means those who are realized souls, know the science of Kundalini? Those people who had very little knowledge about Kundalini, who must have read in some scriptures or somewhere which is being described, started misusing it. And so they became tantrikas. But tantra, as you know very well, is the mechanism of Kundalini. And the yantra is the Kundalini itself, is the machine. Today, I think, as we know so much about Kundalini, how it passes through different centers, how it rises, all those things as we know, we should find out how we can nourish our Kundalini. That's very important to know. First of all, there's a big difference between you people and other people who got their realization. First big difference is this, that this power you have achieved Sahaja, easily. Others had to go to Himalayas, stand in the cold there for days together. So many died, live in the caves, eating fruits, sometimes nothing. Even Buddha's time, they had to use only one piece of cloth to cover their body. And they had to ask for alms in the villages and somehow cook some food and eat it, whether it was cold or hot, no comforts. On the contrary, he taught them that we should give up all our comforts, because you can live without comforts. But none of them got realization, and none of them could do the work of awakening of Kundalini. So the difference is too much. The way you got your realization, the way your Kundalini in a very Sahaj manner was awakened, and the way you are manifesting those powers that you have got. For example, you can give realization to others, you can cure others, you can feel the vibrations of others. There are some Sahajogis who can control rain, sun, moon, everything. Sahajogis, some of them, have tremendous powers of prayers. Just by praying, they have saved the lives of many people. And these powers were available to some of them, even to the rishis and great munis on those days. But their powers were not based on love and compassion. This is your special field, because you have to work for the benevolence of the people. Their field was to protect themselves or to destroy. So they developed powers of curses, like sharp. They could curse people. You haven't got that power. You cannot curse anyone. Very nicely, that power I've cancelled. Nor do I curse. I can, but I never curse it. Because our basis is love and compassion and tenderliness. They were very hot-tempered people, most of them, extremely hot-tempered. And sometimes they used also terrible, harsh languages whenever they spoke about the people who were not realized or who were troubling them. This was very funny, the way they were angry with the society, the way they described them. Some of them did not look at the society, did not denounce the society, did not say bad things about the society. But they were only satisfied with themselves. Or they wrote about the blessings that they are having. But you have a new dimension. You have to use your powers for the benevolence of the people. So, also, your Kundalini was awakened, so Sahaja. It is because of the love and compassion of your mother. So this time, we should say, your Kundalini can only be nourished if you develop within yourself the sense of pure love and pure compassion. First, I've used the word pure. That's my name also. That means you have to be innocent to begin with. If you are not innocent, then you have certain problems, maybe with your lust. Maybe your love might be directed towards some person only. Kundalini is not like that. She rises, she goes to all the chakras, she doesn't get involved into any. She tries to cure every chakra, nourish that chakra, and she is only worried about her ascent. In the same way, a Sahaja should not get involved into any relationship as such. It's possible. You don't have to become like Buddha's disciples. For example, as I have always told you, the sap in the tree rises and goes to various parts of the tree and then evaporates or comes back. So this passage should be kept open. And once this passage is kept open, the Kundalini can rise very easily without any trouble. But this passage can be closed in case you get too much involved into one thing. Because there are some people who get involved, say, in their parents to begin with. All right, in the beginning I know those who come in the beginning to Sahaja Yoga will start saying, Mother, my father's sisters, husbands, these things, that is sick. So will you please cure that person? Very common. They'll write long, long letters describing the relationship and I really lose the connection. Who is this one? Without writing the names, they will give all the connections that they have. These are all artificial connections. Tomorrow some calamity comes on you. These relationships are of no use. On the contrary, you'll find they'll take advantage of it. You cannot depend on these relations of yours, in what family you were born, in what religion you were born, in what country you are born, because now you are a universal being. So you are no more related through these artificial relationships, but you are related through your spiritual relationships. Unless and until we establish that within ourselves. That doesn't mean you give up your husband, give up your wife, give up your children, nothing of the kind. But that means that if you have to give up our conditionings, we have to give up all these things. There are all kinds of conditionings we have. If there are some good conditionings, still we should give. In the sense, they should not be conditionings, but we should be master of them. For example, Indians have one good conditioning in a way in their own country, that they must have their bath early in the morning. I used to do the same. Then England is horrible for that. It takes its respite. If you do that in England, it's a cursed country. You just can't do that. You have to take your bath in the night, otherwise give up bathing. And one has to change. But if you have that conditioning, then you will feel very sad. Oh, I missed my bath. I can't sleep now. I can't feel all right. I am not normal. It's a good conditioning, but still it is enslaving you. So whether it is good or bad, if it is a conditioning, we should try to see it clearly. It's a conditioning. That doesn't mean that you should go in the opposite direction. That all right, I'll never have my bath. That's not the way. It is that, all right, if it doesn't suit in the morning, I'll have it in the evening. Also, it doesn't matter, once in a while I miss it. The bath cannot control me. I'll control the bath. Nothing should control you. Then the Kundalini moves first, because you must have complete liberty. If you do not have complete liberty, then the Kundalini won't move. We have conditionings of our families, of our religion, of our country. These conditionings, as far as possible, is to be seen clearly that we have got it through our family. If you are born a Christian, you will always be more attached to Christ. Christ you have not seen, you don't know whether he existed or not, whether this Bible is true or not, but you will be more attached to Bible. Now, if you are a Hindu, you will be more attached to Gita or to Vedas or something. This creates imbalance, because we must have the same attitude towards all the religions, towards all the scriptures. That's the sign of a saint. So this conditioning has to go. In what country you are born is another conditioning which has to be fought out. Very important it is. I don't want to discuss the conditionings of different countries, but you know very well. After realization, when you rise higher than your society which is surrounding you, you start understanding and you start describing. I have come to know about the stupidity of all these countries through the people who belong to that country. For example, a Frenchman will say, Mother, this is typical French mind. He is a French, otherwise born. Or a Hindu will say, Mother, this is typically a Hindu man. He will do like this. So then you understand that you are not typifying that country. You are a universal being and you are living like a universal being. Once you become the universal being, then also you realize that the skin deep complexion makes no difference in the world. So then you don't start hating somebody who is darker than you or who is fairer than you. Both ways it works. It's not only the people who are fair hate the darker ones, but darkers also hate equally. And mutually they believe that they are all absolutely wrong. If you ask a fanatic about another religion, he'll say that's the worst religion, his is the best. And you ask another fanatic, he will say his is the best, the rest of it is the worst. That means all of them are the worst, in a general opinion. Everybody seems to be the worst. All the fanatics are the worst. If you take a general consensus, see. Nobody will say that, all right, my religion is all right, and at least one another is all right. Nobody. If you ask an Englishman, he'll say, Mother, this is typically English. You can't help it. They get so angry. I've seen the English getting angry with the other English for misbehaving or doing something towards me. But I don't, because they're blind. So here, the compassion should come within you as a universal being, that by God's grace you have risen higher. In the real sense of the word, it is not just you are certified, you are realized souls. No. You are realized souls, no doubt. You are. Sakshat. So, then as it is now, you are absolutely certified by God that you are realized souls. Naturally, you must change everything. No use typifying yourself, identifying yourself with something that is now you have given up. For example, from the egg now you have become the birds. Now birds don't identify themselves with the eggs and settle down in one place. They fly. Now they have become birds. There are no more eggs. In the same way, we should accept our position. We should accept ourselves as realized souls with self-esteem and understanding as to what is our purpose of life now. It is changed completely, entirely. Once you understand the purpose of your life innately, not outside because I am saying or it's a mental process, but inside you feel responsible. You have got realization to spread it all over the world and to emancipate the whole world. Once you realize this point, then automatically you take up responsibilities and the Kundalini will rise. I know of many people who said, Mother, we cannot speak, we have a stage fright, all that. You just stand up, that's all. And they started giving lectures, I had to stop them. There are many who said that we cannot write any poems, Mother, we are no good, we cannot sing. I know of a girl who used to sing so horribly bad that people had to tell her that because she would always go out of tune and very loudly she would sing. Then they had to tell her, now you better keep at the back and don't sing now anymore. Now she's the one who is sort of leading the group. So all these beautiful things start manifesting, which you should accept that they have come to you. And give up all that you call as fear. All kinds of fear we have. These are all left-sided things, as you have seen yesterday, left-sided man, what he should do. But what a left-sided man has to know, that he is now an enlightened soul. And no one can touch him, leave alone destroy. No saint will be destroyed. Those who will try to destroy you will in a very interesting manner will be finished. Not destroyed, but very interesting manner, very jocular manner. You laugh at that and you will enjoy the way things are working out. Like there's a saying in Sanskrit, Vinashakale Viparita Buddhi. Means their destruction will start by their own stupid methods. They'll become stupid. And at every stage you will say they are becoming stupid. And by that stupidity they are destroying themselves. You don't have to worry about that part. So that's why you don't need any destructive powers. It will all be done by this all-pervading divine power. So that part you have to give up. You just forgive that person. As soon as you forgive, the responsibility from you shifts. And then Kundalini rises. You don't have to carry any malice, anything against him, but just laugh. Because they are blind. Because they are stupid. They are foolish. What do we do if you see an idiot? We may not laugh in his presence, but we do, isn't it? At his back. Because he's an idiot. So they become idiotic. And you see them becoming idiotic and then you just start. You see, that's the humor of Sahaja Yoga. You have to have some humor also, isn't it? And then you start seeing these jokers, you see, behaving in that manner. And the whole circus they do is nothing but jocular. So there's nothing to have any fear from any human being. Same about organizations or anything. Naturally, you have to know one thing, that as you are realized souls, you have seen the truth, you are in the light. So they are going to oppose you. They are going to oppose you. They did this, isn't it, to others. Everybody suffered so much. But now no more sufferings to you. Only thing, you can enjoy the humor. Just understand this point, that nothing will destroy you, no one can touch you, but they are there just to supply some humor for you. If you take such a light attitude towards them, all this fear and left side will go away. What are these badhas and what are these bhoots and what are these tantrikas? Nothing. You are so powerful. Just with one glance, you can see them dancing on their heads, the other way round. As long as you will have fear, Kundalini won't rise. Because she doesn't rise for people who are cowards. Coward is, she is not going to support. If you are a coward, she said, all right. You are walking on the street. Normally, people are afraid if there's darkness, afraid that somebody might attack. But a Sahaja Yogi does not. If he's a real Sahaja Yogi, because he knows there are ganas and there are angels around him. No one can touch him. And the one who will try, these ganas will make such a fool out of that person that you will have a nice chance to laugh at. Now you watch and see. So this left side or this fear should go. Once this fear will go, all your slyness, all your intrigues, all your jealousies will just disappear. That's how the Kundalini will rise very well. Then another problem is for the awakening of the Kundalini is your ego. That's tremendous, I must admit. Rather too much for people who follow Christ. It's very surprising. And those who follow Buddha. Because they are anti-Christ. Because they are anti-Buddha. The one who on the cross said that, "Oh Father, forgive them for they do not know what they are doing." If you are following him, how can you have ego? Now the forgiveness should be absolutely spontaneous. There should be no ripple even of anger. Because you are so powerful, what can anybody harm you? But if you catch on your agya, only you are harming yourself. If you want to harm yourself, nobody can help it. So this anger, which comes from liver and settles down in your agya, has to be looked into. That's a very important thing where Kundalini stops, in the West especially. Because this whole culture here has created two problems. The first one is acquisition instinct, what you call as greed. The more greed you have, the more these machines can run and you can have industrial development of plastics and then have a conference against ecology. In Spain I saw, I don't know, there must be 3-4 car factories because every car had only one driver because it had to be there. And so many cars that you just don't know how to move. For your program also is impossible. You must start 2 hours earlier when you can just take 15 minutes. In France is another thing, Paris. Paris, if you want to go somewhere, you should start at 4 o'clock in the morning. Otherwise you cannot reach that place. Same about Milan and same about Rome. The worst is Switzerland. I don't know what to say about Switzerland. The name itself is rather very dangerous. Because they are making all ugly money, they are doing all these things. I mean, every kind of sin they have got in the name of acquisition. For them, nothing like sin. Taking somebody's money nicely, keeping that there, extracting money from poor countries, they don't feel there's anything wrong. I mean, they have become immune. So this acquisition instinct that we have, and which has been very much fanned and have been made into a big sort of a quality in the West, we should try to see it clearly. In the olden days, in the same European countries, this was used for creating art, for producing artists, for supporting artists. Even in our country, artists were supported by the kings and all the big empires that we had. These days, there's no question. No government is willing to support the artist. You know that Mozart was called by the Queen herself to play before her. So the governments were not only looking after the collection of taxes, but they were looking after the artists, musicians, painters, and people who did creative art. Like in France, you can see how their queen collected beautiful artistic things and encouraged artists to do artistic work. Spent her money in that. And now, you know that she was killed by people. By killing her, they have killed the art of France. And now the French themselves have become bourgeois. Those whom they condemned, they have become that. So acquisition instinct has to be taken to the acquisition of art. That also should not be plastic. Otherwise tomorrow we might start buying plastic artistic things. Genuinely made, handmade things. Or the music also, which is very deep, classical, singing the songs of the divine. Not the cheap type music which just makes you mad or makes you full of lust and greed. So this is one of the problems of your culture, which gives you this kind of a ego. I mean, people, if they have, say, a Rolls Royce, then of course nobody can talk to them. Their brain has blown out of their heads completely. But even the driver of the Rolls Royce, who doesn't own the Rolls Royce, he drives, his head is off. He has a different gait, he walks in a different way, he talks in a different way. So this acquisition instinct gives you so much of ego. I mean, you go to somebody's house, like some stupid Indians who are now in England. I went to their house. They are Sardarjis, means following the path of Guru Nanaka, where drinking is not allowed. So as soon as you rise, he shows us a pub in his house. My God, I said. I went back 3-4 steps, you see. He says, see my pub, as he says. And from the pub he takes out a soda thing and shows us how it pumps out the soda. And he wouldn't talk, And when we said we don't drink, he thought we were sinners of the worst type. That we don't drink. So this acquisition instinct is now ending up into something which is very cheap, vulgar, and immoral. The fondness for showing off is so much that you are sometimes shocked. The way people try to show off. Like an American lady came from America and she asked me, Mrs. Srivastav, how many pubs you have seen in London? I said, none. Oh, you are good for nothing. Useless, absolutely. You haven't seen any pub. The best houses in any village, any city in England is a pub. I said, from outside I've seen, all right, just to satisfy. I thought she's artistic. No. Do you know the best pub in London? She gave me the list, I said, which one is the best? There was one called Hermit's Pub. I said, what is this supposed to be? The man who was living in this house died. And nobody knew that he's dead. So, for months together, nobody went in. And the whole place was filled with that stink. And lots of cobwebs were there. Then they removed that dead body from there, and the stink is still there, and the cobwebs absolutely intact, You have to be careful that you don't break them. And there, that is the best pub for which you have to pay quite a lot. And I have seen that, so proud. So where does it end then? This acquisition instinct ends in where? In rottening things, in putrefying. We may call it fermenting. It has to end up. Because the reaction of the ego comes and you start enjoying things which are rotten, like cheese of France. Never eat that. I tell you, you will burn your finger, you will burn your throat, and you will burn your stomach. It is very rotten. And the more rotten it is, the better. The wine. The wine is the rotten grape juice, absolutely rotten. You can't take it. It smells, I've seen the smells like a rotten cork. I asked somebody, how does it smell? He said, it smells fine. I said, does it smell like rotten cork? I've never smelled a cork. That's why I said, if he had smelled a rotten cork, he would never have taken to wine. So, all things that are rotten, you know the discovery of cheese, what had happened, how it started, do you know that? There was a big snowfall and milk was left in one cave. So, because of the snowfall, everybody forgot about the milk. It was left there, then summertime the milk became rotten, then it became more rotten, more rotten. After 12 years or so, somebody went and saw this there. Thank God I have not taken my food today. And so they took that milk, they called it cheese. In India, cheese is used in Urdu language especially for something which is something special thing, something very special. And also, as you know, in music they use it for some special composition, cheese. But here the cheese is the most rotten milk which no human beings or animals should eat. Worms may. So they gave it to worms. And I know in Holland and also in Sweden, I think, yeah, they had cheese with worms. And they were eating the worms. Can you beat it? It's true. Not only the cheese, but also the worms. I mean, see where we have ended up into our acquisition instinct. The wine has to be 100-year-old, certified. That's the best. Such rotten things we are eating, they smell, I tell you, they smell of it. That's why once I was surprised that they go to the bathroom, don't even wash their hands. We get such horrible smells they don't get. Because if you take that cheese, you cannot smell anything rotten. Even if you put them in the gutters, they won't feel anything rotten. Because it's all that dirty smell they are used to. It's the filth. I mean, even if they go to hell, they won't feel bad because the smell will be the same. So where should we put them? They are so immune to that dirty smell, which is absolutely subhuman. So this acquisition instinct in any elite society, once upon a time French society was regarded as elite. What happened? Poor children must have been upset to hear all this, you see. I quite understand. So the most elite society was the French society. It was most diplomatic in every way. Their food was made with wine, everything was wine. And this diplomatic society, once upon, ruled the whole diplomatic areas. But they never realized that the whole culture was nothing but eating and drinking. Nothing else but eating and drinking. And later on, maybe little politics started. But this eating and drinking went to such a limit that now they have gone out of diplomatic areas. No one wants them. Because they never think in the right way. Any diplomat, French diplomat is anywhere, people say, is he French? Yes. Then better not call him for this meeting, He'll put his own ideas. They went out. So now that eliteness is shifted in America. So the most elite are taking to drugs. What is it after all? Drugs is creation of this acquisition instinct only. Why should you blame Colombians or anybody else? They are making their money all right, as you are all making. But the one they are feeding is America, and America is the main thing now in acquisition instinct. And what are they acquiring? I have been in that society. They only talk of drugs. All right. Drugs, they talk not only that, but it's like a shopping of drugs. They all know where you get drugs, all these so-called ambassadors and these people, and their wives. With all their dresses have become simpler now, they do not dress up the way formerly the ambassadors' wives used to dress up. I will not be surprised if they come in holy pants. So this acquisition instinct, you can see in the elite society, has ended up into drugs. And if not, into gurus, false gurus. Those who got fed up with this went to false gurus, because they have no discrimination to know what is right and what is wrong. See step by step how it has gone into the rotten state, this ego in the West. So this is the first point, is the acquisition instinct you have. In that, then, somebody's wife is good looking, then every man has a right to look at her. Or some man is good looking, maybe anybody's husband, every woman has a right to look at him. Not look at her own husband, but another man. What's the use? I have never been able to understand. What's the use of looking at another man who is not your husband? This acquisition instinct has gone into complete immoral life, immoral society. And they have lost sense of respect of their age. A 90-year-old woman having a love affair with her grandson who is 18-year-old. Just think of it, such stupidity, such nonsense. How is it possible unless and until we have some sort of a perverted acquisition instinct? Even art has gone into perversion. Everything has gone into perversion. Because the curse of the Western society is that there is no Maryada. And Kundalini rises in its own Maryada. It brings back your Maryadas. It keeps you into your Maryadas. You are a human being. Don't live like animals, even worse than animals. You have no right to do that. God has not created you to be subhuman, but to be superhuman being. So, this is how it works out. You can now think about it, how far it goes, this acquisition instinct about things. But the second very bad curse of the Western acquisition instinct is that they want to acquire, aggress others. Aggression, the aggressiveness. They think they have a right to aggress other countries. I mean, they aggressed our country for 300 years. Why? Why did they aggress? We are not bad people. Because we had gold, we had diamonds, we had pearls, we had lots of things, which were just material things for which they aggressed us. And they didn't take any spirituality from it. So the French aggressed, he's aggressed, all the time aggressing. Japanese are also following you. This aggression then moves the whole society into a very destructive force. You can see every day. The wars are going on. This is fighting that, that is fighting that. They want this, they want that. And this aggression has also penetrated the developing countries, the third world also. So, nicely the disease is on. But Kundalini kills that acquisition. How? By giving you joy. You enjoy everything. You are sitting in a jungle, you are enjoying. Here in uncomfortable conditions, you enjoy. Because you seek the comfort of your spirit, because that gives you joy. Ultimately, that's what you get out of everything. You think you get joy by acquisition, you do not. But through Kundalini awakening, you get that joy. And in that joy, you don't want anything. You don't ask for anything. You just enjoy yourself. You are the property of enjoyment. Sanskrit they say, Atmanev Atmanah Stucha. The spirit is satisfied by its own spirit. So into small things, you must see joy. And you must watch it, the whole universe, with that thing. I mean, when I'm traveling, I'll ask, what is this tree? Mother, we don't know. But you lived here for so many years, you don't know. No, Mother, we don't know much about trees. Achha, what are these flowers? We don't know. I mean, what are you doing? What have you been doing? You don't know what are the trees. Every day you watch them. You don't know what is the tree is. But if you ask them, where do you get this wine? They will know. Mother, this is the place where they produce the best wines. All right, I'll see to it. And next year they had no fermentation. So, this is the acquisition instinct, which is very sort of which becomes a political asset, that you go and aggress other countries, aggress other people, and use all kinds of things. And that really is killing. So the whole attitude of human beings changes. They think we are the Lord. We can hate anyone. We can aggress anyone. We could be arrogant with anyone. We can demand anything. We can take away anybody's wife, take away anybody's child, take away anything. We can kill our children. As a result, the love is lost. No question of compassion. Love is lost, compassion is lost. No love. And with that, you also developed my and mine, sense of my and mine. Is that this is my child, this is my country, This is, as you know, in Yugoslavia, what they are doing. I don't know who gave the name of Yugo. Yugo means yoga. This is the yoga people fighting among themselves. This has come from the same root, that this is mine, this is my country. Why? How is it your country? You can't create one leaf. For who are you? You can't create little mud, can you? How do you say this is my country? How dare? This all belongs to God. He has created. Or you can say Adi Shakti has created. You have not created even so much. How do you say this is mine and I should have it? So the my and mine thing also develops very strong. And the same thing happens with sometimes Sahajogis very much. My children, this is the first curse. These are my children. My wife, my family. It starts growing like that. Then the heart strings. For a large-hearted man, the whole world is the universe, the whole thing is within, the whole thing is yours. When such a heart you experience within yourself, then Kundalini just shoots off, because as you know, the Sahasrara is the heart chakra. No question of Sahasrara catching if you have a large heart. And to keep the Sahasrara open is just develop that sense, that wisdom, that nobody is mine, everybody belongs to God. Who is mine? Whatever God wants, let him do. So get out of this small feeling. Sahajogis do. I must say, I have seen it. They get confined to their families. My son hasn't got a realization, my brother hasn't got a realization, this thing. After that it moves. When they get realization, this is my son, my brother, my sister, this thing. This my has to drop, which is very, very subtle thing, and that's why the Sahasrara catches. Everyone is yours. Because the Kundalini of Sahajogis is made of love, pure love. The pure love has only pure desire, is to love. Love everyone equally. When you say it is difficult, that means you are not trying Sahaja. Enlarge your heart. You will never feel lost. To me, when I was living in England, I was really little bit, what happens like that, like a moon sucks in the sea, you see. I felt my heart was just pulled out. But I reach here, again I see my children waiting for me. So it's over, finished. It's there I felt, now here I feel. That pull of my heart was released. You are also my children here, and they are also my children. For a mother like this, how can I say this is mine, this is mine? So, like this, try to break away from this conditioning. First, in the West, people don't care for family, they'll divorce 10 times and advertise it. I am 10th time divorced lady. Now they don't divorce, but so get attached with their family, with their husbands, like glue, I tell you, like glue. Sometimes I start wondering, what have I done to make them like this? So now, it is important to see these points, and ultimately the heart is the Sahasrara, or you can call the Brahmarandra. Then we have to come to heart. Do not reason out, do not argue it out, don't work it out mentally from books or anywhere. But through your heart, if you work it out, you will understand that nothing is more important than to love someone. And the highest thing is to love everyone equally. Of course, in love you might have to say something to a person. The other day I had to say something to some Sahajogini. So my husband said, don't say she'll become your enemy. I said, let her become my enemy, it doesn't matter, it's my duty to tell her that this is wrong. Otherwise I become her enemy because I don't told her the truth and she will suffer. So this is what, it gives you discretion and love is truth. So to this Kundalini, which is nothing but is the river, as yesterday they described Nirvaj, which doesn't accept any compensation. The river of that pure love, which has awakened us with such love, kindness and tenderness. We should try to use that power within ourselves to be like that, because our job is, she has given us realization for the emancipation of the whole world, not only our own. So everyone has to give realization to others, otherwise their Kundalini will settle back. Talk about Sahaja. Sahaja is not part-time. It is not a side issue. It should be always with you. Wherever you get a chance, you have to talk about Sahaja, you have to work it out, you have to give realization. Otherwise, no use. May God bless you all.
Najura the Kanara Numan Jobanama Gave Numan Jobanama Raghuk for Abya Numan Jobanama Gave Numan Jobanama 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 Dave Numan Jobanama Dave Numan Jobanama Numan Jobanama Dave Miya Siddhi Najura the Kanada Numan Jobanama Dave Numan Jobanama Jobanama ha